Hi friends, this is Father Elio, OFM CAP. In the last video, I have explained about the characteristics of the cosmological period in which the philosophers are mainly dealing about the cosmos, that is the phenomenal world or the external world. And their main problem was to find out the matter with which the world was made up of, or what is the substance of the world. So the cosmological period begins with the enquiry of the essence of the objective world, the external world, the external surface. Then again I have explained about the development of the cosmological period, and in this development we came across of two problems. Those problems are the problems of substance and the problem of change. And the problem of substance was given a type of explanation by the Ionian school of philosophy, namely Thales, Anaximander and Anaximenes, and some of the explanation was given by Pythagorean school. And again the problem of the change is being explained by Heraclitus and Eleatics, and in this video I am going to explain about it. As already I have explained that the Heraclitus tells that there is only change and permanence is an illusion. At the same time, Eleatic held that there is only permanence and that the change is an illusion. And now in this video I discuss to you little more deeper and elaborately about the Heraclitus and Eleatic's philosophy. And here on the screen about Heraclitus, it is being displayed. Here I will be discussing about the philosophy of Heraclitus based on change, and there are 4 points to be discussed. The first one is the change as the only reality, and second one is the fire, the first principles, and the third one is opposites and their unions, and the fourth is harmony and the law of reason. Here is the first point of Heraclitus, that is the change as the only reality. And as he explains about the change as the reality, he goes back to his predecessors, the Ionian school of philosophy. And the Ionian school of philosophers, they had sought to reach a principles distinct from all change and becoming. But here for Heraclitus, this search of principles distinct from becoming is vain. For becoming is itself the first principles of reality, and that is the essence of things. For Heraclitus, everything that exists in the phenomenal world, in this surface, including man himself, exists because it is in a continuous process of passage from one state to another. That means the Heraclitus is convincing us that there is only change. Even the man is being born as a baby, from baby to a childhood, from childhood to adolescence, from adolescence to adulthood, and from adulthood to the middle age, and therefore it is a process of growth from one state to the another. That means there is a constant change, and that's what Heraclitus is trying to explain to us in his philosophy. Therefore Heraclitus says there is only change, and becoming is real, and being permanent is mere illusion. According to the view of Heraclitus, that he says, taking an example of a flowing river, the living water, he tells that all things flows as the river of a water, which seems to be the same, but in reality are never the same, as they are in a state of continuous flow. That means here what we understand is that in this world of becoming, whatever process is running is taking place only the change, and that's what Heraclitus is going to convince in his philosophy. And here what Heraclitus is giving some of the points to be discussed, like are versus are not, is versus is not being into being, being to non-being. Here he tells that are versus are not, that means there is something right now and immediately within a minute this is are not, and therefore there can be a question why, how a thing is and is not. Here we find there is a type of complication that how a thing is right now is not just after now, and therefore he gives a sort of explanation telling that even the time that runs once a minute is being passed cannot be reversed once again, and whatever comes is only the new. And therefore he tells that in this context, the each moment that a human being is living, every being is living or living a new life, becoming a new being, and therefore there is only the constant change. Again Heraclitus explains in his philosophy, taking the element of fire as the first principle. Heraclitus, to signalize the notion of incessant change, he chose as his first principles the most mobile substance he knew, something that never seems to come to rest, is fire. According to some interpreters, the fire principle is merely a concrete physical symbol for ceaseless activity. That means fire has no rest totally. Fire works out ceaselessly without having any rest in it, and it does not understand the tiresome. Heraclitus wanted a principle that changes incessantly, undergoing continual transformation, and fire satisfies this demand. And fire is not an abiding substratum, but the denial of all substance. Thus, there is only one ultimate principle, that is fire, and all other things are mere modification of fire. Fire is parallel to the metaphysical principles of becoming. So, the fire has unstable nature, and this unstable nature corresponds to becoming. Fire continually taking up matter in the form of fuel and giving off equivalent matter in the form of smoke and vapor. Thus, the fire changes into water and then into the earth, and the earth changes back again into the water and fire. Again, Heraclitus explains in his philosophy about the opposites and their unions. So, every existence thinks is a harmony of opposite tensions, and harmony contains two opposite principles, and all things contains their own opposite within them. If there were no conflict in things, it would cease to exist. Here Heraclitus is trying to explain about the oppositions, how the good is being realized because there is the existence of bad, and the love is being explained since there is something called hate, and the man is being understood as he is a man because there is someone who is opposite to him is woman. The opposites always makes a man to move on and to do something, and to do something the man has to strive for his life. Man has to undergo a process of strive to give solution to this conflict of man and the world. Actually, the world is ruled by a strife, and strife is the father of all things. And when the oppositions and the contradictions are united, then the harmony is the final result. Finally, ultimately, the oppositions will all be reconciled in the universal principles, and the world will return to the original state of life, and the process will begin anew. The whatever starts will be the new. In this point, the opposition and their union, the Heraclitus trying to explain is that the opposite tension will make the other to be active and to be alive, and they use the principles of the strife to bring something new, and therefore this also leading to the constant change. After explaining about the oppositions and their union, he explains or he speaks about the harmony and the law of reason. So, this cosmic process is not haphazard or arbitrary. It is governed by law. In the midst of all change and contradiction, the only thing that persists is the inexorable law that underlies all movement and change. The first principle is the universal law, immanent in all things. This harmony and law of reason, binding all things into a unity and determining the constant change in the universe according to universal law. Man's reason is a moment in this universal reason, and man must strive to attain to the viewpoint of reason and to live by reason. Human law should be an embodiment of the universal reason. Heraclitus has explained in his philosophy first of the change as the only reality, and he has given us several examples to understand how the change has become only the reality. And he has taken the fire as the first principles, as he was explaining that the fire becomes fuel and it gets evaporated to the upward and it mingles with the cloud and it comes in the form of rain, then it gets sucked in the earth and it becomes the earth, then finally again it turns into the fire. And that is the way he has explained the fire as the first principles of all elements. And next what he tells is that to have continue this process of change, there should be an opposition and union, and every element that exists here in the world has its own opposite by itself, and through the combination of this positive and negative comes something new, and therefore he tells that this result of the opposite and their union is the harmony and the law of reason, and everything is guided by the law of reason, and this reason is the reason of becoming, and that is the solution. That's what the Heraclitus speaks in his philosophy. The next philosopher we deal is the Eleatics, who is included with Heraclitus to give the problem of the change. Eleatic's philosophy is the philosophy of permanence. So Heraclitus is impressed by the phenomenon of change and motion. But Eleatics insists that change is unthinkable. Eleatics says that the principle of thing must be permanent and never changing. The proponent of this doctrine of permanence is called Parmenides. Eleatics challenged Heraclitus' teaching on change, that fire becomes water and water becomes earth and earth becomes fire, that things first are and then are not. For Eleatics, change is a wonder, and therefore he has the several questions like, how can a thing change its qualities? Or how can one quality become another quality? To say that something is and something is not, that something can come from nothing, and that something can become nothing. Here, to part it as an argument, Eleatic speaks, if being has become, it must either have come from non-being or from being. If it is from non-being, it has come from nothing, which is impossible. If it has come from being, then it has come from itself, which is identical with itself and thus has always been. Here, Eleatics explain that if something has a origin, it must be from something, and origin cannot be from nothing. So, nothing can come out from nothing. There should be something to come out of something, and therefore the things should be from being, not from the non-being. For example, a tree is origin from a tree by any other form which is purely identical. Likewise, all the existence of the world that is existing in the phenomenal world is from the same categories or from the same families, and that should be an identical its origin, otherwise it is baseless, otherwise it has no value and it is vain. Therefore, Parmenides denies becoming and they affirms being. Hence, from being only being can come and nothing can become something else. Whatever is always has been and always will be. Everything remains what it is. Therefore, there can be only one eternal, which is underived, unchangeable being. To explain the philosophy of permanence and being, here Eleatic speaks about some of the characteristics of the being, so that it will be clear to the doubt. So, according to Eleatics, there can be no break in being. If the break is real, then break itself is a being, and so the being is continuous and invisible. Whereas, if the break is not real, then it is non-being. Therefore, only the being is continuous, but non-being is no more existing. That means being must be immovable, for there is no non-being for it is to move in. Moreover, Eleatic says, being and thought are one. For what cannot be thought, that cannot be, and what cannot be, that is non-being. Thought and being are identical. Whatever is thought has a being. Thus, Parmenides is an idealistic. Here Eleatics explains that a man cannot think about a being which is not existing. Even if man has a thought and the being is not in front of the man, automatic it is existing somewhere else, and therefore thus this Parmenides, the Eleatics, is an idealistic, and this being and reality is homogeneous because the being always corresponds to the reality, to the thought of a life, and therefore all change is inconceivable. And so the world of sense which reveals change is an illusion. Although the things can change, the form can change, but the substance remains the same. Here the Eleatics trying to explain to us about the permanence. Anything can be changed, the form can be changed, but the substance always remains the same, and therefore he takes the principles of permanent, and the permanence is the ultimate reality. So thank you friends, and you are welcome to clarify the doubts.